What's going on? Okay. I think it's fixed. I had to log out and log back in. I don't know what happened. But good evening. It kept kind of kicking me off. So let's do this. All right. Let's see if we're connected on our platforms here. There it is. We're alive. Oh my goodness. I got nervous for a minute. Hey. Hey, good evening. I got nervous for a minute. I don't know what happened. It kept kicking me off. Hey, Kwame. What's up, babe? All right. So hopefully, uh, we won't have any issues moving forward. Moving forward, we won't have any issues. It's showing live here, so I think we're good to go. All right. All right. Hey, Pap. Hey, babe. How are you? All right. Hey, good evening. Oh, y'all are all over the place. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Hey, good evening. Welcome to Real Life Relationship Growth. I am all over the place. Hey, Fab, how are you? All over the place. Let me get myself settled. Let me get myself settled. All right, all right. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. Wonderful day. Listen, I'm going to get right into this. Let me get started. Welcome to Real Life Relationship Growth. I am Donna. This is our weekly segment that we call Camper Conversations. We come together and we talk and we hit on things, we talk about some topics. Um I'm going to get started because we're only going to be on for about a half hour tonight, guys. Only about a half hour tonight because I have some stuff going on tomorrow that I need to prepare for um, and make sure I'm good to go. So let's do this. Let's do this. I welcome. Hey, I'm Donna. I am, first of all, not a relationship expert. I don't claim to be, I don't proclaim to be at all. I'm just a black woman in this world, living this life, doing a damn thing, and enjoying myself. That is who I am. So, this is where we come together and we talk and we chat and we laugh and we cry and we play and we joke, all of that stuff. And this is the criteria for you being here. You have to be an adult who is dating, courting, married, divorced. I'm sorry, single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widower. That is the criteria for you to be here in this family. And of course, I'm sure if you're an adult, you fall in one of those categories. You fall in one of those categories. All right. So we are here to love on one another. There's no male bashing, there's no female bashing. We're here to engage with one another on developing healthy, long lasting, loving relationships. That's what we're here for. That's what this page is about. That's what this family is about. Um, and I always say I'm not an expert. We may have some experts on in the group. I'm sure we do. There's 1.9K members here, so I'm sure someone has an expertise in family counseling, marital relationship, sex therapist, all of those things. I'm sure. So if you are here, please, please, please feel free to let me know so we can get some professional input. Now, we're all professional in some light. Why? Because we've all been through something in life that could we could help somebody else in their situation. We are not here to tell you what to do with your relationship. That is not what this page is about. This page is to give insight on situations that I may have dealt with or you may have dealt with that we can share with one another to make our lives a happier, better place with our families and in our relationships. All right? All right. So, big news, big news. We have finally narrowed down and come down to, I've been giving announcements about our singles mixer in Atlanta. we have finally we have finally come down to um I got you, Kwame. We have finally come to our date and our scheduled time. These glasses are glaring, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I can see. Today the eyes are a bit foggy. But we have finally come to planning and scheduling our singles mixer in Atlanta. Been talking about it. Um, hey girl, been talking about it. Right, where's Kevin? Where's Kevin? He'll be here in a minute. Trust and believe. Um, our time to come together in Atlanta. I've been talking about it for a good minute. And now we're here. We're here. We're at that time. We're at that time. I see Kwame kind of text. So I asked about someone, professionals. Kwame said, I am a mental health counselor. I have marriage and family therapy experience, and that's what my concentration was for my master's. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Kwame. Thank you. Hey, there's somebody. Y'all see that plug? If y'all need, we have someone here. Lakeisha said, "Oh, we need to connect Kwame for Wrapped in Wellness 4.0 next year." Hey, hey, there's a connection. Look at that. Look at that. Because we are here to put together and come together to help one another to build this thing called healthy, lasting relationships, real life relationships grow. All right, all right, all right. Let me get to this real quick before we get started, because like I said, about 30 minutes I want to be on tonight. It's already 8:11 with my technical difficulties. The date for the real life relationship growth weekend is April 14th through the 16th. I posted several videos. I've been throwing stuff up. My girl Lakeisha is is getting our flyer together as we speak. Something like that. She's getting our flyer together, and we are going to put the flyer up for you guys to see, get the information, and to share. Okay. So our singles, excuse me, real life relationship growth weekend is April 14th through the 16th. Now, you guys heard me say singles mixer. I've been saying singles mixer, right? But I thought about that thing. And I'm like, there are so many married couples, committed couples, and people in this family. So this is our very, very first. And we don't want to leave anyone out because I believe we all have something to give. Let's be clear. Calm down, calm down. The married folk and the single folk won't be in the mixers together. Let me tell y'all, soft itinerary, what we're doing. We are having a speed dating event. While we're having the speed dating event, also the married reconnection event will be going on. Married folks, there you go. We got it together. I tried to figure it out. And with some help from some great people, I figured it out. So the singles mixer starts out with our speed dating. We're having a speed dating event. I'm excited about that, y'all, because I've always wanted to do one. You know, like I say, you see them on TV and they look fun and people connect and act crazy or whatever, whatever. But I think we're gonna have a good time. So Friday evening, the 14th, we are going to have our speed dating event and we're going to have our married reconnection event. So the married folks, y'all don't have to wait till Saturday. The main event on Saturday, the main event on Saturday is our camper conversation forum. Our live, we're going to be literally in living color live together. We're going to be together. So it's not going to be like this on video, on camera. We are all going to be together. There's going to be a platform and we're going to have some relationship experts on there. We're going to have some people on there. We're going to have some people just like us up there. And we're going to have a topic just like we do now. We're going to pass the mic. We're going to pass the mic and have a discussion. That is the main event. That is, I don't care if you're single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widower. I don't care what category you fall under. That is the main event for everyone. That's the main event of the weekend, the focal point of the weekend. Okay? I've been texting with my son all day to call me, and now he decides to call. But that is the main event for the weekend. Everybody will be together with that. We're gonna have a great time. I can't wait for that. Saturday afternoon, we are going to have Saturday afternoon. That's when we're having our time in the park, our fun in the park, our games, all of that. More detail. We have food. It's going to be a catered event, y'all. Listen, have a great time. We're going to have a great time. Saturday night, do what you want. You meet somebody, you talk with somebody, connect with somebody, even if you don't. Get together, decide what you want to do. This is the ATL, so there's lots and lots to do. So whatever floats your boat Saturday night, that's what you do. Sunday, we're gonna have our breakfast and send off. And that's it. And we're gonna love on each other for the rest of the year till we do it again in 2024. All right? All right. So the flyer will be up soon. It will be up shortly. And your registration information, because you have to register. You have to register. We're gonna have some nice little gifts and all that good stuff, but you have to register. And that registration will come up. It will come up with the link so you can go to the Eventbrite and the link and register for you, your boys, your lady friends, your girls, whatever, whoever want to bring, your spouse, and we're gonna have a good time. All right, y'all. All right, here we go. Here we go. Hey, Randy. Here we go. So tonight, I do have a special guest, but I need that guest to hold off for a minute. I need that guest to hold off for a minute. Because I'm a little bit off time. Couldn't get connected. I couldn't get connected, so I'll call you in a minute. I'll call you in a few. Um, so now I'm delayed a little bit because we should have been that guest should have been in on hola, como está, Randy? That guest should have been coming out at 8:15. But let's get started. Our topic tonight, yours, mine, ours. Yours, mine, ours. Blended families navigating the ups and the downs. Blended families navigating the ups and the downs. Yours, mine, ours. Yours, mine, ours. So look, I'm gonna start off the rip, y'all. I am a product of a blended family. I am a product of a blended family. I'm a product of, I have we always said two daddies. Two daddies. We had two daddies. Um, and both men were equally you know, involved in our lives, equally involved in our lives. The blend came in when my mom and I don't call him stepdad because that to me it just don't work. It just don't fit. That's my daddy. That's my bonus daddy. So um most people look at blended families and think about blended families as when people come together, and that's pretty much the definition of it. When people come together and you have children and he has children, and you bring them together and you blend. I personally look at that blend as there's another person and it's an adult blending in the mix, um, or whatever. So I am the product by my definition of that, of a blended family. Um, so that is our topic tonight, y'all. That is our topic tonight. We are talking about blended families. Blended families. Yours, mine, ours. Blended families navigating the ups and downs. Ups and downs. Ups and downs. All right. All right. So, um, if you are a product or if you have um a blended family, I'm sure you can relate to a lot of stuff that's going to be said tonight, um and a lot of things that come up when it deals with blended families. There's so many different types of families that blend, and so many types of families that come together in different ways, whether it be through adoption or marriage, things like that, right? We come together, um, and we blend together. We take this love over here and we bring in this love over here and we bring it all together and we blend. But we all know that the blend does not always mix well. The blend does not always mix well. We all know that. We all know that. I remember being young and getting mad at my bonus dad or my mom or the situation. And as kids, we say things and we say things we don't mean and we say things out of immaturity and stuff like that, right? Um, and I can remember one time. Yeah, I'm not just gonna put it on me. I'm all my siblings. I'm dragging y'all under the bus with me. All four of us. We be like, that ain't my daddy. He don't. He can't tell me what to do. That ain't my daddy. Bringing that blend in. Hey, Bridget. um Talking about that blend, right? And the ups and the downs. So it's not always a smooth transition. It's not always smooth sailing when you blend families. When you blend families. My issue was I was the youngest of four, right? I was the youngest of four. And being the youngest of four, um, I just kind of followed the lead of what was going on. I just followed the lead of what was going on. What they did, I did. What they did, I did. And um being that was the case in the situation, I didn't understand that my feelings and what I thought really meant anything. I didn't think it was being neglected because I didn't even understand what that meant, right? But as a young child, I felt like when the new dad came in, the old dad was out. Now he was for my mom, but I didn't know, and I didn't realize that just because the new dad came in didn't mean that the new dad was pushed out. So in my immature child mind, my behavior, my progress in school, all of that stuff suffered. All of that stuff things, all those things suffered because I didn't have the understanding that it didn't push him out. All it did was give me a bonus. Like we had extra now. We had two daddies to be in their pockets. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. So it's really, really, really important to communicate. It's really, really important to communicate. Y'all, I'm sorry. Hey, son, I'm on my live. I love you. I'll call you back. I'm on live. I love you. I'll call you back. It's really, really important that um we communicate the dynamics in the relationships to the children. To the children. It's very, very important that we do that. Because as adults, sometimes we feel like when we make a decision that that's good enough for the children and it should be good enough for the children. Um, I know personally and have heard people say, and know families that say, well, I'm going to make the best decision. Me getting with him or me getting with her, that's us. That's us making the decision. We're adults. We're the grown people in the situation. And the children just have to deal with it. Or the children just have to learn and get to know or whatever. And I thought that was so, and I think that that is so unfair and honestly borderline neglectful of your children, because it's not just the adults who are stepping into the relationships, it's them too. It's the children as well. They are taking on um, the other parent, the other person, their way of doing things and their way of thinking without having a say so in it. So we have to consider the children and we have to communicate with the children and let them communicate back to us their feeling and their thoughts, so that initial union that initial union they can feel a part of, and it can be a situation where they don't feel like they have to start acting out, being disobedient, and showing, who they are, especially when you're talking about teenagers already being in teenagers and they're used to a certain way, especially when you have a teenage boy and then a man comes in to be with his mother. Man, we have to consider what that dynamic looks like, what that dynamic looks like to the kids. Kwame said communication is key. I have seen families make these decisions and even get married and then inform the children of how life is going to be without even having a conversation. Mercy. As you just said, yes, they need to be a part of the discussion, of the decision making and conversation. He also said if you don't include them and you don't show you care how they feel, why should they then care? Yeah, and that's thank you, Kwame. That was great. And yeah, and they're gonna feel like that. The kids are gonna be like, "You ain't even ask me." Um, man, and I've seen that situation as well, Kwame, in the type of business that I'm in, um, and even in situations of knowing people. I've seen people get married and then tell the children, like that's your new daddy or that's your new mommy. You gotta respect her. You already starting out killing the level of respect and the level of respect your child has, and you've taken away their opportunity to speak and get to know that person. I think it's very, very crucial that the children, once you decide that you're going to be together, because there are parts of the relationship building that the children don't belong in. I mean, and that's true because I don't believe in bringing children in to adult situations. And if we're at the point where we're getting to know each other and we're dating and we're going through the process, I'm not going to involve my children in that until I know that I'm going to be with this person, until I know that I'm going to be with this person and we made a decision that yes, we're going to be together. We want to be together. Now, you know what? Let's bring the kids in. Let's get the kids involved. Let's see what they think and do a formal introduction. Do a formal introduction. Set up a time, a date, where the plan is to meet the children. And ooh, let's not even talk about no, let's talk about the parents of the children, the exes, um, and how that dynamic looks and how that dynamic should work. Now, let's be honest. It's not always an easy transition. It may not easily happen. It may not happen at all. But there has to be some levels of respect on both sides. There has to be levels of respect on both sides. Because listen, we talking about blended families. And when we talking about blended families, we talking about look at all these kids, all these children that are involved in that situation, all these children that love their daddies and love their mommies, and still have to deal with, and I said deal with, the adults and the way they see things and the way they do things and the way they look at things and the lack of respect they show for one another at times. These children are at the heart of it, in the middle of it, and they're learning from us how to have relationships, how to have relationships. So we got to be honest about this thing. It's not always easy. It's not the easiest thing when you blend families. But if we take the steps to do it and consider everyone, it makes the process easier. And when I say everyone, I'm talking about the people that are involved, um, directly involved. Now, some people say, well, my ex, he ain't gonna have that woman around my kids. He ain't gonna have nobody else around my kids. That's a tough one to deal with. And let me tell y'all what I think. This is coming from a woman, as a woman, from a woman's viewpoint, standpoint, and experience on this. Experience on this. Brothers, y'all have to set the tone for that type situation. Y'all have to set the tone for that type of situation. Anybody disagree? Anybody disagree? If the men do not set the tone, if they don't set the tone for what's going to happen between these two households, these two women, these children, then everything is going to be a mess constantly. It's going to be a mess constantly. Set the tone. Hey, listen, this is the woman that I am with. She's going to be my wife. And I would really love for our children, to meet her and to get to know her and for her to get to know them. And also preferably that the two of you meet, because the two of you will be the ones, the women who are going to be the center of our children's lives or life. Listen, she may not respond because there may be some residual stuff going on, some jealousy, some ex issues or whatever, but that has to stay over there. Brothers, I'm telling y'all, if y'all set the tone, you can have the hardest time. You can have the hardest time in the situation when it comes to blending and exes. But if you continue to set the tone, if you continue to make decisions, put your foot down and say, this is how it's going to be, respectfully, with everybody in mind, somebody at some point either got to bow down, give in, stop the foolishness, or they just get left behind. Or they just get left behind. So, another point that comes up a lot, and I've had these actual conversations with people, right? Another point that comes up a lot is, how do you take the dynamics of what this person believes as far as discipline is concerned and the dynamics of what you believe discipline should look like, and bring that on to your child or his child or her child and make it work? That is the tough. Listen, I've heard people say, oh, he ain't putting his hands on my son. He ain't gonna spank, or he's not gonna discipline, or he can't, or you can't punish. So, I mean, honestly, y'all, my thought to that, this is my thought. Um, then maybe you need to be with your son. I mean, he's obviously the head of the household. Or your daughter, she's obviously the head of the household. Yo, that's a tough one, because some people be like, my children come first. Now, if we want to talk about order, if we want to talk about order, and there's going to be a lot of pushback on this one, seen it, heard it, whatever. Especially when you blend families. People don't understand, because that's not that child's parent. That person doesn't come before that child. I've seen situations in relationships where the child is put first because, well, you're not their parent, and my child was already here before you were. So, I listen, order, 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 order. That order means, that order says, your spouse, your helpmate, your man comes before anything and anybody else. If you make the decision to marry someone, that means you're making the decision to forsake everything and everybody else for that person. It's not meaning that you put your children to the side and you forget that they're your child and you're their parent, and their expectations they have of you, mommy or daddy. It means y'all had those conversations and say, this is how I do this. This is how discipline works for my child, and this is what works. And that parent coming in should respect that enough to say, hey, I don't quite agree with that. This is a, but you know your child well more than I do. So let's come together and see how we're going to come together and discipline together so they'll know we're on the same page. Kwame said the adults must be mature and considerate. If you know that you don't want just anyone around your children, then make sure you have the attitude that conversations are needed and welcome, and you make sure there is a level of respect. Remember, it's for the kids' benefit. But if you are not going to be mature or respectful, then how do you expect things to move positively? Love it, Kwame. Bridget said, I don't think the new husband should spank the woman's children, but discipline of some kind needs to be discussed beforehand. The child or children are still getting used to the idea of a step parent. Step parent. So let me say my opinion on this, Bridget, and y'all, um, tune in, not tune in. I'm sorry. Y'all, jump in where you like to add. Um, Spank. I definitely spanked my kids when they were growing up. I did. I spanked my kids. My nephew, he did get spankings. He did get spankings. But after a while, at a certain age, I decided and realized spanking is not the way to go. It's not the way to go. If it's a resort at all, it's the very, very, very last resort. If it's a resort at all, right? And there's different reasons why I feel that way now, why I realize that and see that, y'all. But in the tone of what Bridget was saying, um, so and no disrespect to this point, but I want to ask it this way. So the man is trusted. The man is trusted. Turn after a certain age, spankings should stop. Yes. You trust this man, and I'm not saying just you directly, Bridget, because you're not the first person I've heard say this. And at one point, when I got remarried, when I got married and having my nephew, I was kind of like feeling like that too. Like, hold up, bruh. But the thought is you respect the man, you care for the man, you love the man, you trust the man enough to be over your finances, to be over you as a woman in this thought process. And even a man marrying a woman, you made a decision to bond and build and grow and be with this person. But you put limitations on the important things that will bring the family together or pull the family apart. So when I talk about spanking, I'm not talking about my opinion of spanking. Um, this is not my opinion of spanking. This is the thought process of why, if spanking is something you do, why can't the husband or the wife spank your child if that's something you agree with? You trust this person now, right? You married this person. You brought this person into your child's life. Again, I'm not advocating for spanking. Please understand. What I'm saying is, if you spank and you believe in spanking and you spank your child, why can't your spouse do the same thing? Why wouldn't your spouse do the same thing? Kwame said, first, discipline is it solely spanking? First, discipline, is it solely spanking? I'm sure that's a question. Secondly, when it comes to blended families, the adults need to, when the child does something wrong, instead of making a rash decision, say we as adults discuss it together and then come to a decision. At the end of the day, though the act though the actually though actually I'm sorry, Kwame. I think you was typing fast, brother. I'm trying to make it out. At the end of the day, though the actually parent will have supreme authority and the last day, so what when it comes to that children? but the disciplining should be decided on together as the parents then deliver it to the child in one accord. Um, time, Kwame, you typing fast, bro. You typing fast. I'm trying to get it. First discipline, so spanking. Okay. Kwame also said the problem also often comes when the step parent says something discipline wise and then the other parent doesn't agree and reacts rather than come together first and make the decision. Exactly. Exactly. Because why? Guess who's watching that? That child. So you have now created a wedge and a division between the two of you, which they're already looking at someone else coming in, having to get used to. And then the children get to a point where they want to play one against the other because my mom ain't gonna let you spank me, or my daddy ain't gonna let you do this. We made a decision to marry these people. So at what point do we not trust them to the level that they can discipline our children, which is now their child? We blended. We came together. We made the decision. Kwame said at the end of the at okay, Kwame. At the end of the actual parent will have the last say so on what happens with the child. Why? Why would the biological parent be the one that has the last say so? Like again, y'all came together. You knew he had children. She knew. He knew she had children. He knew she, vice versa, right? So why does the actual parent have the last say so? Bridget said, but it's not right for the step parent to make a discipline decision before consulting with the parent. Oh, never said that. Never said that. Um, it, I'm definitely whether either parent, whichever parent it is, there needs to be a discussion had. Like sometimes you got to make a decision. What if dad is at work and the school calls and you have to go up there for baby girl because she acting up and not doing what she's supposed to do or whatever, and you have to make the decision of what that punishment is going to be. And the principal says to you, so we have an option. You can't get them by phone. So what do you do? Do you wait and say I gotta talk to his daddy, or I have to talk to her mama? Do you wait and do that? Kwame said because they are the biological parent. Okay, you married them, so you trust them, right? Kwame said, and if there is a disagreement and there is no common ground, then what? Like with anything, what if there's a disagreement about where to spend the money and how to do this and do that? What if there's why are children exempt or different from that category? So if you and your wife are trying to make a decision and y'all can't come to an agreement, then if we looking at leadership, if we talking about the head, and that brother is walking in the position and he's caring, protecting, securing, loving you, who gonna make that decision? Again, these are personal perspectives. Your experience may say something else. But if we talking about, hey sis, if we're talking about um who's gonna make that decision, like where does it come down to? We gotta look at the whole picture. You married this person. You married them. You trusted them enough to bring them in over your children, sleeping, living, eating, breathing, bills. But so when it comes to discipline, they can't do it. I don't agree with that. That's just me. And if there's an agreement, the best course, Kwame said, the best course is always to decide on the rules of the house and what happens as a result. Exactly. That's that communication. That's that talking about things. That's that talking about it. That's the problem that came up in my relationship. Let me see who said that. Because y'all know when you type over here, I can't see who's doing it unless you type in your name. When we go on the feed like this, guys, when I see y'all all in this spot, all it says is Facebook user or YouTube user. So if you could just kind of type your name, tap your name, or I'm going to have to look here to see who's typing. So Bridget said, that's the problem that came up in my relationship. He thought he could decide on the spot what the discipline would be. And I was like, hold up. She was like, hold up. Kwame said, you rarely have to make a decision on the fly. Yes, wait and talk together. Yeah, it may be rare, but it may come up. And that one situation could be pivotal to stuff falling apart or staying together. It may be rare, but it does happen. It does happen. So you rarely okay, Lakeisha said, so if you never get to a point where the step parent can make a disciplined decision without consulting you, is there a lack of trust? Again, not looking at discipline as only spanking. There you go, Lakeisha. That's what I'm saying. I agree. What do you not trust this person? Do you, Charles said, thank you, Charles. Well, Charles is popping up on YouTube, I'm assuming. Yep. Charles said, discipline is important, but a relationship must be established first. If that child and bonus parent doesn't have a relationship, then the bonus parent shouldn't provide the discipline. I can agree with that. If they don't have a relationship, because it requires a relationship. Anything. It requires a relationship. And if they don't have a relationship and y'all together, then y'all drop the ball, adults. How is it that you don't have some type of relationship with your new spouse or the person that you're going to be with? How do you not have a relationship with their children? I know there are different factors. We talked about the baby mama drama thing and the daddy ain't gonna be on my child thing. We talked about that. There are different dynamics, but I agree with that. If there's no relationship, then you can't come and be telling me what to do if you don't even know my favorite color. Come on. Um, that's why it's extremely important for that relationship to be established prior to the marriage taking place. Most definitely. Charles said, meaning relationship between bonus parent and child. Exactly. Exactly. Facebook says, I gotta see who's typing. Um, meaning relationship between. With relationships, it's always better to be proactive than reactive. Yes. Yes, Lakeisha. Thank you, babe. Charles said, I see what Kwame is saying. Agreeing on discipline together as parents will bring the parents closer together and will make the bonus parent feel like they are truly a part of the family. Yes, Lakeisha said, I agree. If there is no established relationship, tread lightly. Most definitely. Most definitely. The important thing here, the important key that we're all saying, y'all, and I believe we all agree on, is establish a relationship. There has to be. There has to be. We have to communicate. We have to communicate with these children. We have to let them see there's a unity and togetherness between the two. We can't be arguing and fussing and whatever in front of them. Yep, and communication. Um, and make of course children are going to hear us argue from time to time, yes, but we have to be mindful and cognizant that they're children and they're going to do what we do. They're going to do what we do. So when you talking about that blend, you got to make sure you got to make sure that they know and understand that their word means something, how they feel means something, but the only way you're going to do that is to establish that communication. Yeah, so I also wanted to hit on the blend. Talking about blended families. Talking about blended families, right? So blended families can come in different ways. Blended families can come about in different ways. I'm gonna bring my little guest on now. Sir, he was like, "You said 8:15." Katie, y'all, I asked him to be my guest tonight. He was all excited. Let me see. I'll tell y'all how he came in the first time. Let me see. Come in. Come on. Come on. You so silly. So, come here. Yeah, this is my guest tonight. What? What? Sorry. This is my guest tonight, y'all. How did I know Katie was going to be the guest? Hey, Katie. That's Mr. Kwame. That's Mr. Kwame. All right, y'all. So, in talking about, let me scoot up. In talking about, he said you looking sharp, Katie.
Thank you.
In talking about blended families, right? We talked about the dynamics of getting married and people bringing together their children. Blended families come in so many different ways. Y'all see my shirt? Somebody got this shirt for me for, was it my birthday?
For Christmas.
For Christmas?
Yes.
Claudia said, "Hey, handsome man."
Hi.
It says, oh wait, let me get this out of the way so we get CC. All right. It says, you want to read it?
Um, this is what the world's greatest auntie look like.
This is what the world's greatest auntie looks like. Yes. I got this shirt from my Boogaloo. I call him Boogaloo. I call him Boogaloo. This is my Boogaloo. So, anybody that knows us, oh, I can't call you Boog. What? Well, hold up, sir. So, anybody that knows that this is my nephew, Caden. And Caden has been, we have been a blended family. We have blended outside of, Miss Bridget said she loved the shirt. We have been a blended family for some years. Although, although we have the whole village of the family, Aunt Claudette is on here, Uncle Llewellyn, cousin Cortland, Grandmommy and Poppy, Kaden and I.
Charisma.
Oh, I'm sorry. His cousin Charisma. You'll never forget Charisma. So, oh, you gonna say Rajan?
And Rajan.
Oh, I'm telling Ryan you left him out. My nephew and I live together. This is our home. This is our home. Miss Lakeisha say, "Hey, Katie."
Um,
This is our home. We are a blended family. This is my blended family. This is our blended family. And although, of course, we're family because his mom is my sister, we're talking about coming in together. And we're talking about the different dynamics of what blended families look like. He got this side eye thing, y'all. He doing now. And he always asking me, "Do you see the side eye? Can I see the side eye?" When I had no sense. Yeah, cloud. But although um all the family is around, Caden lives with me. And I live with Caden. You gonna pay some bills now that I said that?
nothing.
Okay, well Caden lives with me. See my side eye? What's important about our dynamic, y'all, is the fact that because family members are involved, including his mom, we have to have conversations and discussions. And we have conversations and discussions when it comes about major decisions for Mr. Caden, right? We'll talk about, first of all, we talk about what he wants, what he likes, what he desires. And then as a family, we'll talk about even down to like summer camp for basketball camp. We included everybody in that because I wasn't gonna pay for it by myself. But we included cousin Cortland, which is his buddy. Like they on the phone together every day, all the time. We included Grandmommy and Poppy. We included Aunt Claudette and Uncle Paul. We included everybody that care and love and have a vested interest in this young man right here. He's such a great kid, y'all. I have to tell y'all, honestly, he is such a great kid. You want to say something?
Hmm.
You want to say something?
My birthday's in 12 days.
His birthday is in 12 days. His birthday is in 12 days. But we have to come together as a family because we blend. We're blended. We have to come in together as a family. We have to communicate what works. Now, truth be told, y'all, because we just blended, I usually make the final decision when it comes to Caden because Caden and I are together. Caden is with me. So I usually make the final decision. But it doesn't mean that Aunt Claudette, what she says is not important. It doesn't mean what Grandmommy and Poppy say is not important. Uh-oh. Who said that? Who Aquarius? I can't see who typed it. It just says yes. Oh, Miss Lakeisha. Yep, he 213. Him and my mom and our cousin Tiana. They're all February 13th. So, but the importance of thanks for Keisha typing your name. The importance of communicating. We all should communicate and talk about, but it does come down to a final decision. But because I make the final decision does not mean that I don't um consider what grandmommy may think and what she has said, um or whatever. But that dynamic is a little bit different than two spouses in a household, right? It's a little bit different. But I wanted to bring Kaden on. And of course, y'all know when I wear something, it usually means something, especially when it has writing on it. Um, I wanted to bring in and show our blend and just talk about these different blends and different dynamics that we don't see, that we don't talk about. Because this is us. Mr. Charles said he came in fresh with the blazer and pocket square. LOL. Welcome to the show, Kaden. So, again, the blends don't always look the way we think they look. That's why I was saying when my bonus dad came in, that to me was a blend. Even though he didn't come in with children, that was a blend. But Caden and I are a blend. And their grandparents that have their grandchildren, that's a blend. And you have to communicate with the parents who or maybe still around, but just don't have the ability or the means or whatever the situation is to take care of that child. Does it mean that you don't have discussions and communicate and talk about what's going to happen? No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. If people want to be involved and there's love and everything shown, then there has to be a discussion. Are you sleepy?
Hmm?
Are you sleepy?
No, my allergies, my eyes keep watering.
You sure you're not crying? Oh, oh, they're going to side eye. All right, I'm gonna let you off the hook. You ready to go?
Wait, what if they want me to have the show?
They want you to have the show.
I'm asking, like, what if they want me to have the show?
Okay, well, go ahead, sir. Do your thing.
Oh, so, like, sometimes, like, like, sometimes you don't need, like, if you, like, read about, like, marriage or relationships, sometimes it's good to just take a break and don't seek it out. Just enjoy what you have. If you have children, if you have nephews or families and friends, just spend some time with them for a little bit and then just let the relationships come.
Sir. Thank you.
Um,
All right. Okay. Thank you for joining me, sir. I appreciate your time.
that's what they say.
Okay, tell you what they said. Y'all, I think he been waiting for about a year to be able to come on and make a comment. Make a comment. All right, y'all. It is 8:59. I'm about to get out of here. They said great job, Katie. Mr. Kwame said great job. Uh-oh. Miss Bridget said, "Sir, can you just come?" Miss Bridget said, "So mature." All right, I'll let you know what the other comments may be if they come in. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're gonna wrap this thing up. So I'm gonna close. Shannon, you late, sir? You just Shannon. You miss Katie. Katie, Mr. Shannon. Uh oh, here you go. Say hey to Mr. Shannon.
Hello.
Miss Aretha. All right. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap this thing up and I'm gonna end it by saying this. April the 14th through the 16th. I need y'all in the A. I need for our first I'm gonna tell him Shannon here I took off. I'm gonna need for our first real life relationship growth weekend to be a bust, y'all. We're gonna have a good time. We are going to have a good time. I am so excited. We got some special things planned. Um, but again, the flyer will be going out at least by the weekend. At least by the weekend. The registration link will be attached. It'll show where you guys can go and register. But April the 14th through the 16th in the A, remember speed dating, marriage reconnection, our live camper conversation forum. We're going to pass the mic and get some opinions and some thoughts and show some love. Saturday afternoon, we're going to be in the park. We got some good food. We got some good games. We're going to have a good time, y'all. We're going to have a good time. So please register. Please prepare and plan the hotel. I'm sorry, the hotel. We're going to be at the Fairfield Inn Suites by Marriott at Stonecrest. Don't book your room yet because we have a special rate because we blocked off some rooms. Thinking about y'all, we blocked off some rooms so we could all be together. So don't book your room just yet. Oh, I went blurry. Don't book your room just yet. I'm going to give the information hopefully before the weekend is out. So mark your calendars, book your flights, prepare your time to be here. April the 14th through the 16th in the A. When is it? April 14th through the 16th. Please, please, I love for y'all to be here. We are going to have a great time. Single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widowers. If that's what you are, if you fall in any of those categories, this weekend is going to be a great weekend for all of us. All right? All right, y'all. I'm going to get going. Listen, y'all send some blessings up, a word of prayer, all of that up for me tomorrow. I will be having a little procedure tomorrow to check some things out. Um, God is merciful in who he is to me. So I am not worried, but life and age and everything, we live in this world, we're bound to deal with some things. So I love y'all. I ask y'all to, thank you, Charles. Keep me in prayer. Um, and everything is going to be fine. I already know it. I already told him. Me and the Lord speak to each other like that. Like, bruh, I know you need to fix this. You need to make sure everything good. So I ain't even worried about it because he got my back, my front, my left, my right. He got all of it. So, all right, y'all. I love y'all. Thanks, Shannon. I love y'all. I will see y'all next week. Thanks, Kwame. I will see y'all next week. Listen, love on somebody. Love on somebody. Even if they don't deserve it, sometimes they act like that because they want it and they've never received it. Be that person that does that. All right. I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later.